Welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United.
Remember the comment he made?
I thought the comment on varsity.
Run Ryan.
And everything. You have players out there.
I think the fellas were taking more serious.
What grade?
That one had to go.
Yes, because at the end of the day, right now, Manchester United are top.
Welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United. Simeon, Chef, Ole, we back. We back. Yeah. Welcome to another season of All In, All United, and we match reactions, whether it could be a therapy session, whether it could be a delusional session, where we so gassed about performance and result that, we thinking that Man United go even win the presidential elections, all kind of thing. We here, fellas. We here again, right? But all the same, we here for a new season to bring the content. And, our hope is that a new season will bring renewed hope, because last season earlier is one to forget, But Sir Jim Radcliffe and Ineos here. Earlier we was crying out for structure, the structure here. All right, we have Mr. Omar Barada, who's the CEO. We have Mr. Dan Ashworth, who's the sporting director. We have, Mr. Jason Wilcox, who is the technical director. And I think there was so many interviews before when Sir Jim Ratcliffe was being interviewed, and he spoke about, the previous environment not being conducive for success. So I'm hoping that now, with all these changes and appointments, that we're able to see something tangible, in the short term, in the medium and long term for Manchester United. You understand? So, I see Chef, die hard. Do you think, brother? Wear your jersey. How we feeling, fellas? How we feeling? We back, all living.
Well, that's
Nice.
Euros done. Back to the norm. Olympics coming up. Yeah, man.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, I think we get a nice little treat for the off season. We wasn't left, longing for football. We was getting in nice fashion.
We ain't get no break at all.
Yeah. We didn't have to miss anything. We had the Euros, we had Copa America, and now we get Olympics. And while Olympics going on, we have preseason going on, and then that flowing straight into the new season. So what we saying, Simeon? How we been?
Good, man. This break really helped. You watch football and you ain't got to worry about your team. How what's going on with United. So a nice little break. A few of them played in the various tournaments and stuff, and they did pretty decent. But it was kind of stress free watching. Unless you're an England fan, but it was good entertainment. Nevertheless, but we that everything was fine. Until today. Until today, where you realize your team had a game today, and you try not to get too, see too much in this game that they have today. But all the feelings of last year kind of rushed back in today, and you remember what where we at for this team. So yeah, we have a new student thing, but like in most businesses, when you take over a business, it takes time to see the results, in front. So we go see.
Yeah. Chef, so let me just deal with this thing first and foremost. How I know you're a man, you're back strong because you're supporting the Three Lions for quite some time. Right?
I supported Manchester just as
and you're so exactly. So you're back strong. Men trying to throw shit at Chef for England and that running off like water and ducks back. Right?
especially when the men who throw in the most shade teams nowhere wrong. And even in Copa, the teams nowhere wrong. So yeah, this is,
Ah.
I was disappointed. Yeah, would I like to win the Euros, but that my team now playing our finals in the Euros.
No, but here
So
what I'm saying, right, Chef? Here what I'm saying, right? I've been honest with you from day one, and we talk. I was behind, Southgate selections. I was very pleased to see that he went against the grain in terms of, picking a team and leaving out some big names. Right? I thought the team was the team in itself, in terms of the selection, the squad selection, was a very good squad that he took to the Euros. And I would have backed a team like that to win based on the selection. But when I see the way how England were playing, and if we're being fair, they were given the easier route to the final, right? But the way how they were playing football, the every game, no game I don't think England won comfortably, right? So I wanted football to win, as opposed to, you're just trying to reach a final and trying to win a tournament. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Because
yeah, well, I would say as an English fan, I felt that way in the first round. I felt our football could have been a lot better just based on our talent. I would say, for me, I wasn't pleased with the coming to Euros and trying to experimenting, putting this ass from Liverpool. What's his name? Trent.
Trent, yeah.
Putting Gallagher. Then you have no need to do that. You have players there. I honestly think Wharton would have been a little disappointed to not get.
He deserves something. Yeah, he deserves something.
I find that youth real bad. I would say, yeah, I can get why people would say, England, you want better football. But for me, as I was saying, I felt that way in the first round. But you see, once we come out of the first round, all I want to do is win and go further. I don't care how pretty the football is. I don't care. Just win and keep on going further. Because at the end of the day, had England, let me be real, had England won yesterday, why you think we talk about me today? Oh gosh, boy, England didn't play no good football, but they win. Come on. We know better than that. We just watch football. So while I get, and I agree, because Reem does talk all the time. So, no bias thing. And I get, at the end of the day, you want an attractive style of football. But then, let's be real. Italy, if we're being quite honest with ourselves, most times the team that would have won a tournament doesn't be the team that play any prettiest football, You find ways to win.
True. Tournament football. Yeah, tournament football. Yeah.
But I say, I get it. I find with the type of squad, yeah. And did Spain outplay? No, Spain didn't play out. I have one of my closest brethren is a Spanish supporter, and he will admit, he said, "Dog, all they give we a run today." The only two teams against Spain anything for the tournament was England and Germany. But Spain was class. You can't deny that. Spain was class. And that's why I cool with telling a Spanish supporter that all they deserve to win. But for one setter, just coming to give me talk for talk's sake, as you see, my back real, bro. And I have real talks. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, Phil, welcome back. 2024, 2025, All in All United is
Big
here.
Phil, boy.
Yeah,
What
boy.
we
You guys
saying?
hear me, right?
Yeah, man. Loud and clear.
Perfect. What did I miss?
Now we're still on the intros. We back, for another season of podcasts, therapy sessions, and we ready for it. What you saying? What you saying? How have you been?
Yeah, boy, summer has been really good, full of sports, and it's not going to end there. We know Olympics is coming up, so I
Yep.
want to see how the Caribbean country is going to do. But before we get into that, definitely, it's been one hell of a Euros. Actually, it's been one hell of a Copa America, I should say. Copa America was definitely entertaining. Euros were a bit more pragmatic. There were some exciting games. I told people in the beginning, look, watch the underdogs face each other, but when it comes to the underdogs versus the big teams, it can be boring, right? And everybody didn't believe me,
Which is normal thing.
right? So you're watching games like Switzerland and Slovenia and
Denmark.
Romania and Denmark. These games hype up, man.
Yep.
Um, on to when I came on the podcast, I heard what Chef was saying, right? And you are right, yeah. Germany and England, to some extent, were the two teams that kind of challenged Spain, right? I did see England get into the finals based on the side that they were on, right? And Spain were the deserved winners, right? It's funny how, and I was speaking as a United fan. I got to talk about the what's the right word? Is it meteoric rise? Oh, I just said the rise. I won't use meteoric for now. Last year in the final of the Carabao Cup, United won against Newcastle. Saw a clip of Ten Hag talking to a 17-year-old by the guy with Kobe Menu
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the Carabao Cup. You fast forward, and this guy is starting, youngest English player to be starting for England, right? They put Conor Gallagher there, more Premier League experience than Kobe Manu, still nothing.
Trent.
Trent Alexander-Arnold, who was played in the qualifiers for England, next to Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice. Calvin Phillips was injured, right? But in the qualifiers, England was doing well with Trent Alexander-Arnold in midfield, right? And it only took 2 matches for Southgate to realize Kobe Manu, natural midfielder in the midfield, right? And the guy has been getting praise from Clarence Seedorf, Paul Scholes, Andres Iniesta. Those are 3 big names in football that 18-year-old is getting praise from. Don't get me wrong, the tournament was all about Lamine Yamal, right? 16 years of age. And I was asking people at work, what were you doing at 16 years of age?
Hmm.
I can't remember. I know I was not playing for Barbados at 16 years of age. I wasn't. Oh, West Indies, whatever, right?
No, but the thing about it, Phil, is you talk about Menu coming in. Menu was also the best for me, the best English player when he played. You understand? I know people go talk about Foden because and they talk about
Foden
Saka
did
because
jack
Saka.
shit. No.
I talk
Foden
about
did jack
Saka.
shit. No.
Right?
Foden do nothing to be talked about.
He
Foden
didn't,
and
yeah,
Harry
he didn't have a
Kane.
he,
No. They
no,
can't
but
talk
I'm
read.
saying,
They can't talk about Harry Kane or Foden. They do jack shit this tournament.
all right,
Sorry.
fine.
The
But
only
for
English,
me,
I would say this, outside of the English defense,
Yes.
where you had to give mad props to,
Yeah,
see
Mark Gay.
Gahey, cool.
the only English players we could talk about is Kobe and Palmer. Palmer is just class. Palmer is class. And Saka, sorry. Saka
Saka, yeah.
decent tournament. He started off slow, but he came on. But outside of that, nobody impressed me. None.
yeah,
Dan, one of the things that was getting me mad, and I think was getting a lot of people mad, that it was like an almost automatic substitution. Take off Kobe to bring on our attacker. But then Declan Rice was absolute garbage in this tournament. Rice
Bellingham
played
too.
nothing, dog.
Bellingham too.
Nothing.
Here we're going on, Chef. ask Arsenal fans how many forward passes Declan Rice made this entire tournament, and you wait. I observed Declan Rice for this entire tournament. Tell me how many forward passes or creative chances Declan Rice
And
had.
it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Big up to Shaw. But I think every Manchester United fan heart was in the mouth every time they see Shaw on that team sheet. But to be honest, but Lord Shaw could back pass, boy. Jesus Christ, that man could back pass.
Ages,
But
boy.
I can make a statement here now, Chef, before we continue. To all the Man City fans, you better hope and pray Pep Guardiola stays there for another 100 years. Because you see Phil Foden and you see Kyle Walker, they jack shit in that England team. They only look good in the system team.
Kyle Walker is decent. Foden, they do nothing. Nothing.
I think Kyle Walker get roasted in is the Switzerland game or the Denmark game. Can't remember which game it was. But I in my opinion, Chef, I think those two players are system players. I think so.
I mean, but
And I can make another comment as well. I think in the 2026 World Cup, Harry Kane should not be starting for England. That's just
Harry Kane can't start for England after this tournament. After this tournament, it's clear. It is clear. Harry Kane is calm. Harry Kane, time has passed. I would say that. Harry Kane, time has passed. It's time to move on from certain players. Harry Kane time has passed. I can't even see Maguire getting back into that squad, to be quite honest. As good as he has been and as good as Dan, them youths. Because I don't like Stones at all. But Dan, them form a nice little partnership. But as we have Harry Kane, if I was Ollie Watkins and Ivan Toney, I would feel a little bit hard.
But it's not Kane's fault that he playing.
That he get picked. Correct.
Yeah, I mean, we trying to, you have the best players in England, the best league, they say, and you're trying to play. I mean, these players ain't bad players. I mean, if you are a coach with all these players, and by now he don't know how to play them, that's the issue. And if they're playing bad, if they start off bad every single game, and you keep the same starting lineup every game, you have Gordon. I mean, I have a lot of respect for Gordon. When I see Rashford get picked, I think, well, Gordon can run. He could get behind. He could take players on. You mind how you see him in? Perfect left-hand side. I mean, man can play. It's like everybody, Karim was like, Elise was there. Iman Hardley. Eze. Okay, Eze. Iman Hardley play except for I mean, you can't have a team like this. It's not like the guys that started the game was playing good. Every game, for how many games and stuff, slow. And you kept the same lineup. I mean, that's just criminal. I mean, England can't play. You can't play a big tournament in international football. But other teams have coaches. I'm sure Payne was glad to see that same lineup. Like, okay, well, guys, we were ready for this all week. We had this since before tournament start. We know what to expect from England. Like, you can't have the same lineup that doesn't work and keep putting it out there and expect something to change. You have a team, use it. All these guys that get called up and then you didn't really get a chance to play until it was 10 minutes to go, 5 minutes to go. I mean, I think what Southgate did to that team, and people still, it might be the second best manager England ever had, as they say, but he's still crap. So I'm sorry for. I mean, they can keep him. I mean, I ain't worried about England. I worry about Kobe. I worry about England. They could keep him, but kind of sad that's their coach. But what do you do? One more thing.
I would say his mentality. Go ahead, Simeon. Sorry.
One more thing. I realized watching these tournaments, like the striker position in football, a lot different these days. The striker position, you don't see that set the forward like you used to. We
used to.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, I was looking. I really didn't see. I didn't see nobody really.
But that has been so far while the football change. They don't really play.
The football change.
The football change
in the last 20 years, positions like striker and right back and
Wing backs, and
yeah,
change. And
sweeper, yeah.
and I think club football, it dictates where international football is gonna go. And let me be real, most for with outside already like Haaland, when you watch most of the leagues, the men who winning golden boot in most leagues is midfielders.
But
You don't see a number 10.
you got at Chef, which out of the three top leagues, which is La Liga, Serie A, and EPL, which league is dominated most by foreigners? Which league is dominated most by local talent? You got to ask that as well too.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah, so I think Southgate has to, because I don't honestly I don't expect them to replace him. And if you do replace him,
Southgate moving like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He got favorites.
yeah, that's what I'm now about to talk about. He has to get, because that is a club mentality. You have your favorites and you go with them through thick and thin. As the national, listen, you could say what you want about Didier Deschamps, but he not on that, He picking who he want to pick. He don't care who your name is, how good he is, what. He picking who he want to pick.
Griezmann, Mbappe, and anybody else.
That the man benching Mbappe too.
Now, he ain't benching Mbappe, Chef. Come on. Mbappe
Don't the man bench Mbappe in the tournament.
You guys are right and wrong. He is benching Mbappe only because he had a broken nose. That's all.
Right. So
nobody took him off a few games when he was playing shit. He like, yo, come on.
It's two players that shouldn't be around that French team no more. That's Griezmann and Rabiot. I despise those two guys, boy.
And people wanted Rabiot at Manchester United. But I don't know what's this multi people like, boy. That he's good a little bit, Trade.
Be careful, because he's a free agent, and we're looking for deals right now. Be careful.
Not in Ineos.
That's making man change how I feel. That
you're be watching them more regular.
Not Ineos.
Let me get some comments, fellas. All right. Aaron on the inside, good night to you. Thanks for joining, man. He's saying the Dutch Revolution begins. I'm telling you, just now, hey, people were calling for me to get to be orange. You understand?
Not at all.
Kristen on the inside, thanks for joining, man. He's saying Southgate out. Imagine they had him to replace Ten Hag. Lord, jeez. I mean, he also saying here, Southgate play the same team throughout the tournament and make us the same subs every game. Palmer,
too predictable.
Was a game changer every time he got a chance. Still didn't start.
Yeah.
To go. Finally, he's saying here, Southgate holding that side back. You could see everything they go behind. You actually see the real England. Or every time they go behind, you actually see the real England. And then when they play, they equalize, they go back to defensive nonsense. England have so much.
So like a club we know about,
Yeah. They went behind and 9 minutes, they nearly score after almost close off the line. Yeah.
I got a controversial England starting 11. I don't know if Chef would agree with me, but based on the tournament that I saw today and based on the talent, my starting 11 would have been up top, it would have been Ollie Watkins. To the right of him would have been Cole Palmer. To the left of him would have been Eze. The 3 would have been, as much as Jude was stinking up the place this Euros, he came clutch with some. So I mean, I would do Jude, Rice, Kobe. My back line would be at right back, Kyle Walker. The middle, obviously, will be Gay and Stones. And this is the controversial part. My left back would be Bukayo Saka.
Wow. Yeah.
That's the controversial part.
You didn't hear when Saka said he don't want to play. He don't want to play there.
But that's the man start off ring.
Yeah, but come on, man. I think in this circumstance where the team was back where the backup was against a wall and how Southgate used him as a kind of auxiliary fullback. I think that's the only circumstance I could push Saka there. But I think you're losing plenty from if you're playing Wangila back there.
But they had real teams that play the favorites, boy. You see Roberto Martinez, boy, the man would not put the 50-year-old.
He's the next one.
Jeez, he's our next
He's
one.
our
Oh my
next
God.
Now,
You
now put the
see
50
Southgate,
He's our
right
next
now,
one.
boy.
Deschamps, and Martinez, Roberto Martinez, you had to hang them across and burn them upside down,
Jesus
yes?
Christ, boy. The man would not let the 50-year-old rest.
Dan,
He
Dan,
can't. Take him out
Ronaldo
of field. He cannot.
Ronaldo looked like after 10 minutes, he rose, you know.
Yeah, but take him
How
off now.
meant
Take him off now.
How
Take him
meant
off
to
now.
Dan, I see some ball. Me and I, if I was Bruno and some other midfielders for Portugal, I see them give Ronaldo some ball that any proper forward running on to, whap, hit. Dog, Ronaldo can make a note.
And he wants to take
A
everything. Eh?
note.
He go want to take goal kick and all. He will take everything.
So
boy.
the man want to take everything, you know.
Boy, I swear.
With the wicked self, boy. The only man, I have the only old man getting a blind from me right now. You see Pepe? Oh,
Yeah, boy.
Jesus
Yeah, boy.
Christ.
Yeah. Pepe for real, boy. For
Dan.
real.
Dan,
Boy,
Pepe had a boss of a tournament.
Yeah,
Yeah,
boy.
he
I
was
see
solid.
Pepe. I see Pepe run down a fresh Colomboani in that Portugal
Yeah.
France game, boy. And
Yeah,
Pepe played a good
Yeah.
100 and something minutes in two matches before.
Yeah?
And
Correct.
Colomboani was on for 10 minutes and still can't run past Pepe. Boy.
Correct.
But I
Yep.
know
How much cards Pepe get for the tournament? Maybe one?
I can't remember.
possibly, yeah. You know the internet is unforgiving, and forever we saw what happened to Trump just now. And you know the internet say the shooter was CR7. I say y'all are unforgiving, boy. I say well, boy. CR7,
If
Darwin
the
Nunez.
shooter was CR and I think the backup or Lukaku.
Oh, Lukaku. Jesus.
No, it can't be Lukaku because the same was Lukaku was scoring and he was just offside, right? Lukaku scored a couple goals, but it was almost offside. It had to be either
Right,
CR
so?
or
I
Nunez.
think
Nunez.
I know the people that I know English media hypes out the English, right? But you see this media that's hyper this whole Belgium golden generation, that got to stop now.
No, it was. But that
It
golden
was.
generation
That
gone.
Not done.
That done, Reem. That
Yeah, it
done.
done.
That was
It
what
done.
that was
That
talking
done.
about since 2016.
Yeah, it was.
Thing, big man.
Yeah.
That was
But-
done. That done.
Guys, I mean, the Euros was for me was enjoyable. You know, I mean, I had football to watch. You know, and some of the games were. It still can't beat back how the World Cup was, because the World Cup, every game you could have never tell. You couldn't turn off your TV at any point and think the game done. You know, so I still think that I don't think the Euros beat back the World Cup for that kind of excitement that we experienced for, you know. But I mean, it was good while it lasted, you know. And now, earlier we back to Manchester United, we back to Old Trafford, we back to Carrington, right? And we had our first preseason game today. You know, we played against Rosenborg in Norway. The result didn't go away. But I mean, when you consider preseason friendlies, especially the earlier ones, you tend to more lean on gaining match fitness, match sharpness, those kind of things. Right now, I don't know how many of you all would have watched the game, right? But tell me something. Are you have any concerns coming out from the game today? Because I mean, we lost 1-0, right?
Yeah.
But tell me, any concerns at all? It's just is that preseason?
Okay, man. I asked me this question about 2 games from now.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch the game today. I literally don't know.
I was in and out of it.
Yeah, I didn't watch any highlights from the game today. So I guess that's between Chef and Simeon for that question there.
I mean, the hard thing, coming into this year, the hardest thing is Eric Ten Hag. Like, normally when a manager has this much pressure, he gets, he's fired. Like, he come back coming New Year's, a new manager bounce. Last time we saw Ten Hag, he won. But now, like, this game just bring back, like, all the bad feelings he had last year before the final kind of came back. And it's not fair. I mean, it's preseason. I mean, if I was going to start training, you know, the other team, they've been in their season they're playing right now, so they're gonna be more sharper. But not seeing, that kind of bad taste from last season still in the back of your mind, seeing a team that isn't quite ready to play brings back the kind of angst you had about Ten Hag. You worry about the little things that were last year. You've seen it early on this year, and you're gonna see it. I mean, it's first game, but still, like, Ten Hag has so much, so he has like hardly any room for slip up. Like, he has to start off fast in the Premier. I mean, not even Premier League, like in the tour. Like, as soon as he gets players back, they have to play well. I think the grace he got, in years because there was nobody besides Southgate around. That gonna run out real fast this year, and that's one thing I realized even in just this game today. He have no room for slip up. Therefore, I have to be ready.
And I agree with Simeon on that. But Chef, you're gonna say something. Go ahead.
No. I'm listening.
Yeah, I agree with Simeon there, because the thing about it is this is now your third year in the job, right? So you are not a stranger to these players, right? These players understand, they understand what your philosophy is, right? The issues the excuses that we made last season was he didn't have, he had injuries, right? But what I'm saying is I can't go into a third season and as your style of play still unidentifiable, right? And let me just drop this comment here, because I mean, Ten Hag is a man. He reached the mad stage where he talking crap yet. He refreshed, he renewed, so he calling things as it is, right? And this is what Ten Hag had to say after the game today. He's saying the result is not secondary, because the interviewer told him, well, it's preseason, so the results, secondary. And he was like, no, the results not secondary. He say he had a split a win. And he was saying our performance as a team is by far not good enough, right?
Nope.
This is not the standard of top football. We are Manchester United. We should perform better, right? And I can't help but agree with him, right? Now, ultimately, he's responsible, but he called it because, guys, regardless as to whether it's our first game, second game, 10th game, we are Manchester United. This is your third season. You're going into your third season with this group of players. You telling me we can't identify something? I have to wait until the third game to say, well, yeah or nay. I understand that we plenty players missing. But I promise you put a Man City team out there today,
No matter who it is.
and you will see something identifiable. You would see
Yeah.
a style. We could have barely played in Rosenborg half today,
Yep.
right?
For me, and this is a partner of mine's talk about it today. He was a little bit worried because he said, no, it's cool for us to say, okay, match fitness, blah blah blah. But dog, these is professional footballers, right? The least you expect from professional footballers is to do the basics well. That's all.
Facts.
That's all. Do the
Facts.
basics well. Then I'm talking about getting a pass, turn, make a forward pass. If you had to make just decision making. I saw some opportunities today in defense, and I was like, oh God. But again, I tell myself, Damian, it's too early. It's too early, but she's what? Yeah.
It's too early.
Just do the basics well. That's all we asking.
Yeah.
Do the basics well.
But but even with that, Chef, and this is where I kind of want to redirect it now to Ten Hag. What was the game plan, right? From the time Casemiro get the ball, he's switching long plays. From the time Rashford get the ball, he looking for a ball over the top for the youth man to run onto.
The same thing again.
It's the same thing, and you see, and now I hear you. I hear the argument that Rosenborg 14 games into their season, so their levels different. I accept that, but you telling me for let me just say, I given the fellas at 20 minutes to run out of steam. You tell me for 20 minutes we can't see something? For 5 minutes we can't see something? Well, they're making passes and pressing Rosenborg back and playing through balls through the spaces and dominating the game as Manchester United. I'll be honest with you, if I was in Norway and I went to watch this mighty Manchester United player, I'd be disappointed. Yes, I'd be glad my club win, right? But I'd be disappointed watching this powerhouse come here and get dominated as though, it's a third-tier team we playing in Norway. Let me just get some comments here, right? Christian saying here, Ronaldo is 38 years old. What about Kane and Mbappe? Them fellas look the same level.
But we talk about that.
Correct.
So I don't understand your point.
Yeah. Mount look like
But we talking about Ronaldo.
Yeah.
That's any excuse. If he's 38 years and he can't play, then retire from international football. Stop playing a bag of shit about 38 years. Outside of that, up the road of that nonsense, eh?
Yeah, but the man say you want to play with his son, so he will be around.
Yeah, he's LeBron.
Nobody I want to tell him nothing. Nobody can tell the man the
That
truth.
Martinez like he afraid Ronaldo, you know.
Martinez is a fan. Martinez is like a fanboy. Right? Anyway, we digress. Right? Christian saying here, Mount looked like a new signing, created a few good chances. Mount look okay. Okay.
Mount is okay.
Just okay. Right?
That's all. Okay.
Wakanda Forever on the inside. Thanks for joining. Good night to you. She's saying, Chef, my boy Sancho is back.
Listen to me. What the? I want to say something, but they will say I'm disrespectful. So I'm going to whisper to you after the podcast. Because whatever you do it well.
Sancho on the cards on there. Sancho on the cards. We'll come back to that, right?
Yeah.
Christian saying here, for the season, I want to see good football and top 4 finish and a trophy Europa League. Right? I mean, I love us to win the title, but if we being real,
we are winning no damn title. Stop that.
Yeah. Too early for that, but I get your point.
Stop that. But yeah, I agree with everything else.
Yeah. So fellas, I mean, my thing is as we play more games, the opponents could get stronger.
Yeah.
Right? And I think Simeon mentioned it. The grace that Ten Hag had last season.
He don't have it. He doesn't.
He don't have it.
He don't have it.
We need to see some improvement.
We normally just say, and this, I talk about preseason. Preseason is getting a little bad. But you see, when the league starts, it didn't have, let me get a couple of games for men to get acclimatized. It didn't have that. He do not have that grace.
And
from game 1, the pressure is on.
And the unfortunate thing for Ten Hag in this season is that players will be coming back late. Because, so it's kind of unfortunate for him. But again, you're a coach. We hire you to be a coach, right?
Use your squad.
Use your squad. And your squad is not the players. They're good enough for us to see something that should be able to work. That's all I'm saying.
We keep it Casemiro.
Well, we are not yet, but Saudi interest. Unmute, Chef. Phil, unmute.
Well, I mean, in terms of Casemiro, that's up for discussion amongst us, or that's we can wait until United make a decision.
No, we could talk about it.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. So, I want to move on to some signings now. So, earlier, Ineos and them fellas and them starting to move. They're moving You know, so far they're impressing. I don't know what's your
Early,
thoughts on the
early.
what's your thoughts on the transfer window so far and our first acquisition, sorry, Joshua Zirkzee, right? Phil, you can start off this one. Do you see where your thoughts are Zirkzee? You know, do you see him fitting? Do you see him as a backup to Hoyland or to take Hoyland pick? You know, and Where's your thoughts on Joshua Zirkzee, Jay-Z?
Jay-Z in the building, man. It's funny. Me and Henry was back and forth for this whole was Xerxes fitting the squad, where Hoyland going for a good couple of weeks now. Um, all jokes aside, and I told Reem this already, Xerxes will be on the bench for a few games since he's the new one to the squad. So I expect Hoyland to be starting a few games. If Xerxes is subbed on and he's showing the potential, he scores or assists, then there is the possibility that one of two things can happen. Hoyland may have to hold some bench, or Ten Hag could possibly start two strikers up top and try something different. Um, but yeah, I'm a tad bit excited about Xerxes. I want to see what he will bring to the squad. Right? I think he's 6'4", right? Which and I mean, yes, he's 6'4", which does not automatically mean we have to play a long ball to him. We don't have to, right? Um,
How good is he?
how good is he? I have seen. I'll be honest. I've seen a couple of clips of him, and we know these clips made him look good. But at the end of the day, clips don't tell the whole story. Um,
He better than Winghouse.
yes,
Of course.
yes.
Come, chef, man. Plenty people better than Vegas, boy. Are you better than Vegas?
I mean, the thing is, they're the same team, though. That's the hard part. Like, they're the same Dutch team.
Koman is a madman.
So you understand why I asked that question?
Koman is a madman.
You understand why I didn't just pull a name out?
No,
That's why I asked that question.
Chef, the thing about it, right, is Xerxes, he got an injury in the back end of the season with Bologna, right? And he was out for a while. And he didn't make the Holland team for the Euros, and it's only because they're young, and I think somebody else get injured or something. So Phil, I can't remember. He got last.
So he was playing on Holland team before.
I can't remember him.
I can't remember
Holland team, boy.
But I know by virtue of the season he had with Bologna, right? Because I think he was one of the players of the season, young player of the season. I think he got Italy, Serie A.
Serie B.
No, Serie A. Bologna
Oh,
playing
then
Champions
Serie B
League.
now.
No, Bologna playing Champions League, chef.
Serious?
Yeah, them playing Champions League next season. That's how well they did.
Yeah, they did well.
Them do so good, boy.
So good,
Yeah.
so good, and he was he was integral for that.
Okay, I really don't know much about the Utah talk. I ain't going front.
Iman looking good. I mean, his highlights look good. I mean, Kareem was raving about him, so I had to go look him up. And I was impressed. I mean, he has the ability to play like almost anywhere in his childhood. Like he could be a 10. He could go on the wing. I mean, he's tall. He's tall. He's tall. He's not big, but he's tall, so he can hold the ball up. He's also agile enough to put some moves in, beat some people, do a little turn. You know, like how he hardly get Rasmus in a turn. Like he has that close control where he could dribble around somebody, or he has that. He's skilled. You might question. I question why he wasn't playing more for Holland, but Karim kind of explained there. But I mean, the man has always skills. He has always skills. That we need up there. I mean, is he? We're just mentioned we don't need a number. A striker like old time striker. this man could move. He could, like how Marshall used to move from the center to the left side to the right side. The man can do that. He's a very good passer. He sees plays. Very intelligent. I mean, you know, what you see in the highlights is what you want to see. But again, it's a different level here. But he has the skills to do it.
What's his preferred? What's his preferred foot?
Um,
I've seen him score. I've seen him score a lot of goals with both feet, right? So
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it's all right foot. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I
I
think it's
think
right
he's
foot.
all right for two.
But
yeah,
but the, but what?
I also saw that he likes to drop deep for the football as well, to similar to like a hurricane.
And a willing passer though. He's a willing passer. So we don't need anybody else. We have Canacho, we have Rashford. We don't need anybody else trying to go all solo. So that Rashford should be happy. Canacho should be happy with him playing.
Yeah, and there's a point I had made to all the fellas. I think in when when we were talking, I think with the players that we have, the wide players that we have, they are more the selfish type. They are the shoot first type of players, and that is why last season when he was asking them to provide for a traditional number nine like Hoyland, it wasn't working because that is just not in their nature, right? And trying to get Rashford to pass a proper ball for Hoyland or Garnacho to pass a proper ball for Hoyland was like pulling teeth. You understand? And you would have realized that Rashford and Garnacho, or if we were to go back to when Marcel was there, Greenwood, those players, or even Dan James, they would have thrived with Martial playing a more facilitating role, right? And I think this is what Ten Hag wanted with Martial, but he could not rely on Martial, right? So now there's a player with a similar skill set. Now, he's not on the level of Martial. I don't care what they say, right? Martial on a different level, right? But he's showing similar skill sets, right? Where he could drop deep, he good on the ball, he's very comfortable on the ball. He had takers, you understand? He knows to use his body, And even though he tall, Simeon, from what I was looking, I don't think he that strong in the air. He's something like Wegos. You're taller, but you're not good in the air. I don't think he as good on the air for that kind of height. But he's very deceptive on the ground, right? For a big man, he having real touches, right? And I think he'll be able to bring players like Rashford and Garnacho into play. And I think we will see the best out of those type of wide players with a facilitator striker like Weghorst. And I think this is one of the reasons why Ten Hag went after that profile. Right now, ideally, I would go for Ivan Toney. Because to me, Ivan Toney giving you the same thing just at a higher level. But when you consider the age of Xerxes and the potential that he could get with him once he's settled, then I think and the price, because we when you check it based on how the deal is, we pay like 2.5 million euros a season for here. So there's a steal of a deal.
No,
We'll
it was
go
a,
for
it
that.
was a, it was good accounting. Let
Yeah,
me
you
put it that way.
understand? Yeah, it was proper. It was proper for Ineos. So I mean, I hear what Phil said. I agree with him because, as he said, we back and forth on this. But I think at some point, Xerxes facilitating and helping the team more than Hoyland. So I think Xerxes might see himself.
You all
I
think it's
mean,
gonna have times two of them will be on the field?
Of course, of course.
not to
But
worry.
I mean, my manager ain't give him much confidence of using two strikers at one time. So
I'll put this way. I have more watching Xerxes play. I still have more worry about Rasmus than I do Xerxes. After what he did this Euro, I really,
You mean
I,
what he
I,
didn't
I
do?
hope. Yeah. I mean, I really hope Rude or somebody could do something with him because it ain't gonna. Nice kid, man. Nice spirit, nice energy, but he had to do something, man. He had to up his game, man, because it ain't working.
Before I want to continue, are we talking about potential transfers? Another transfer that me and Reem was back and forth with is this guy Lenny Euro, right? Want to see my screen or you can't see my screen?
I see a screen.
You can't see it?
No, it just seen light.
Oh. All right, well, I want you guys to do this here right now. Go on your cell phone, type in Lenny Euro, go on his Wikipedia page, and go to the clubs he plays for. Check when you get a chance. Check it.
I'll do it.
He ain't going to Real Madrid, right? That's how
No,
we talk.
it says Manchester United. I send the screenshot, Ring. I send the screenshot right now. What you got faith, buddy?
But Phil, you know they just do them thing. You know you could go on
Got
Wikipedia and
faith,
change up
man.
Wikipedia, right?
That's
Anybody could go on Wikipedia.
It's
Yeah,
true.
you
You're
could
not
change
wrong.
it up.
When I be going, I could go Wikipedia, edit Lionel Messi to play for Manchester United then. Or
I wish I go on Wikipedia and see Olmo for Manchester United.
Danny Olmo from Spain.
Done. He
Proper. Yeah.
real bad.
And you know, right, Chef? He was behind Pedri, and it was only because Pedri get injured. He come in.
Yep. He get his start because of Pedri injury.
Yeah.
No, but most men who does follow that Spanish side and does Real rate. Nobody boy bad.
He's 26 years and he got a release clause of 60 mil.
Yep.
The question I was asked by quite a few people: if we do sell Bruno Fernandes, do we bring in Danny Olmo?
Of course.
Bruno ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, but we all know Bruno ain't going nowhere, right? Bruno ain't going nowhere. Let me just comments real quick here, fellas. Christian saying yes, sell Casemiro and get good amount of cash, maybe resign Amrabat. All right. Well, we just waiting to see what the Saudis doing. Christian saying yes, Xerxes will be kind of like Wout. He would be better for our wing forwards. He only scored 11 goals for the season, but his pressing is real good, and ball retention is in the opponent's third was like second in the league. He's also a young player of Serie A. All right, so
I ain't lying, Christian. You throw me off with that kind of like wow comparison. You throw me off bad with that. You made some good points, but that wow comparison, boy, oh God.
You saying I saw they're looking after another striker, and Tony's the main option because he only have a year on his contract left. I think if they're going for next striker, they're going to be late in the window, right? Because it's a more
pressing positions right now.
We got
they need to get a centre back, they need to get a midfielder bad.
And a left back.
And a left back.
Correct. And a right back.
So after Malacia and Sean.
Malacia will now come back. We are showing you see Malacia.
Listen,
if he clone my
I'm just happy to see Malacia alive. Because I was convinced Malacia there.
And the covering that happened.
And the covering, he get a bad tackle in training and fall down and hit his head, and Manchester tried to cover it up.
So here this one, fellas. I want to jump on the Sancho. Right? I want to jump on the Sancho. No, it was we saw pictures, circulating, Manchester United released some pictures with Sancho in training. Everybody was wondering what was going on. We saw what happened. Greenwood come and they talk to Greenwood and Greenwood leave. And up to now we can't see nothing with Greenwood. Right? But Sancho, we didn't see Sancho and then we see Sancho. And this was broken, right? The news broke that Jadon Sancho held positive face-to-face talks with Ten Hag this week, and they've clarified the situation. Both agreed to draw a line on their disagreement and move on. Right? It went on to say that Jadon Sancho will be available for preseason games. Right? Question. Phil, do you think that this matter between Ten Hag and Sancho was really resolved?
You might call on me first to answer this question, boy. Both guys have egos. It's very hard to put past that a situation could be resolved between two guys who have egos, right? But it's also possible that two guys with egos could put aside their differences just for could be one day, one season, whatever, and just get on with the football, right? Two mature two mature guys, right? Um,
Or have
or
an ex-parte. Well,
or they could be pretending. They could be pretending, I guess.
no, that they get called into the principal office and basically is, yo, to all you need to relax all your ass, shake hands and let me move on. End of story.
Or
And
you
I
say
honestly feel is that.
you're saying Ineos and Omar Barada
Yeah,
called it the office.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
that's another possibility as well too. Um, yeah, I could actually more lean towards that third option where you know the CEO and because we all know the hierarchy of the football structure right now for Manchester United. So Barada and Jim Radcliffe could have easily called those two into the office, but look, we've seen what the media has portrayed of you two guys over the last few months. Get your shit sorted out, and let's put these differences aside. But I also think, Chef, that both of them were called into the office together, but that I think both of them were called into the office individually, as in,
Agreed. I agree
what
with you there.
what do you want?
100%.
What do you want to
I
achieve for the
dare say they
future?
were called in the office separately before.
Correct. No. Will Jadon Sancho say he wants to sign for another club? Does he want to work under Ten Hag? I don't know. Is Jadon Sancho willing to put his differences with Ten Hag aside? I have no idea. We'll definitely have to see what develops in the next few months, right? And same thing with Ten Hag as well too. Do you want to work with Jadon Sancho? What Ten Hag and Jadon Sancho would say to the media and what Ten Hag and Jadon Sancho could say to their bosses privately could be two different things. Could be,
Agreed.
right? So yeah, let's see what the next few months have cooking. If any club puts in a bid for Sancho and we accept it, then you kind of know that Sancho probably wanted to move on, right? So
Yeah, Simeon, what are you saying?
I mean, all those things. I mean, it could be any of those things. I mean, I think time certainly helped. I mean, Ten Hag almost got fired. That probably kind of was in his head, like Sancho isn't really going to a new season. Sancho isn't really well, we doesn't want him to be an issue. I mean, if Sancho and Ten Hag kind of came kind of halfway, like we're both you know pros in the game, for our careers to move on. Let's just work together. I feel it's more of that than anything else. Sure, they both have their hard feelings, but just to keep it professional and move on. I mean, Sancho can't be, you know, I don't think the interest was where anyone thinks it would be after he played at Dortmund. They weren't going to buy him the price that we were selling him for. So, what option does he have? And Ineos really, I mean, they're going to tell Tenag, we spent all this money on this player. I mean, we can't get it back, but try and use him if he comes back and if he shows some sort of remorse. So, I mean, it's I don't see a win-win situation, but I mean, a common sense situation more or less to move on and try and work things out.
Chef, anything different, Tad? Thanks, Chef Freeze up there.
Chef frozen like a side man. Anyway, Chef, you there?
Here, here what I saying, right? I am wondering if, it was more PR, because, I mean, clubs who come in to bid for Sancho, they know we want to get him off our hands. So they will offer what they want to offer. But if we could tell the public, Ten Hag and Jaden shake hands and everything good, then we more or less put in the ball back in our court. You understand? Because we're going to move forward with Jaden Sancho. Jaden Sancho, he didn't light the wall of fire at Dortmund, but he did show that a confident Jaden Sancho could cause it, right? And I thought he had some good games, I wouldn't say he really went and ball out for Dortmund, but he had some solid games and he had some okay games, right? So for me, while I would like for Sancho to stay, I think it will be difficult because I think that matter between Ten Hag and Sancho, I feel it get break beyond repair. That's just my opinion, right?
Personal, real personal.
That was real personal. You understand? And somebody mentioned egos before. So I think they kind of had to do some kind of PR spin to take back control because nobody was coming to give you the money you offer the player when you don't want the player. You understand what I'm saying? So we had to spin it and say them fellas make up. We keep in Sancho, but behind closed doors, them looking to sell this bugger, right? But they want to maintain control in terms of his valuation because all they realize everybody who come and ask for Sancho coming with small money, and them saying, well, no, you understand? So we had to flip this thing. But I telling you, from the time we get a good offer, them letting that man go, and that is my opinion. You
Yeah,
know,
I mean, I think if you look at the kind of players that
Ten Hag likes the types. Sancho ain't. Sancho could play, but Sancho ain't that Ten Hag type, aggressive, tenacious player. And you know, yeah, I mean, as soon as they get a good offer, I think Sancho's gone.
that's what I think. That's what I think. You know, okay, so we wrap it up. I want to wrap it up with this one, guys. Right? So, I don't know where's all the knowledge of the new coaches we install, but Van Nistelrooy and where's the next guy name? Something Hecke or whatever, Hake or whatever his name is. Um,
yeah,
what I think them fellas go bring that perhaps Van de Gaag and Benny McCarthy didn't offer. Because I mean, or why I think Ineos would have made the changes to bring in Van Nistelrooy and Rene Hacker, that's his name, and let Van de Gaag and Benny McCarthy go.
What I've seen of what's the guy's name? Hacker. I've seen a very fiery coach. Like he's very like very on his players. Like a coach is coach. And that's something we've been missing for. I think we expected Ten Hag to have some of that fight in him, but we really didn't see much, especially last year. Um, we're hoping we have more demands from our players, more professionalism, more expectations. Like I think hopefully, he could bring that everyday attention to detail that we it seems like we don't never have, each weekend. And Van Nistelrooy, originally I thought he was good to help the attackers, the you know the Rashford, the Rasmuses and stuff, but the Garnachos. But I heard someone said that he might be the backup plan for Ten Hag if he get fired. So I don't know. So we'll see. I mean, we have to see something different. That's all I gotta say. It has to be some kind of. They have to do something in them training sessions. Because all last year we ain't see no kind of training results until the last game. Like that's why just bring all the work to the last game. But we need to see more.
Yeah. We're saying Phil.
Yeah, when I did my research on Rene Aka, it seems like he's a I say he's a fiery coach. He's a no nonsense coach. So this kind of attitude will wake up the players, right? Um, as for bringing back Rude, um, it seems like Rude wants to be here because he did reject. He left. He was coaching who PSV before,
I think so. And I
yeah.
think Burnley
And
wanted
he
him or
won.
something.
He won. He won. He won the Eredivisie with them, right?
Hmm. I wonder, boy. I can't
And
say
he
no.
got other offers.
Right. He got offers from Burnley. I guess he got an offer to stay at, if it was PSV, then he got an offer from PSV. But you went from being the head coach at PSV and now you're the assistant at Manchester United, right? Um, for anybody who probably started just following Manchester United, Ruud van Nistelrooy is probably one of the most clinical strikers that Manchester United has ever seen.
Facts.
Okay?
Yeah.
Facts.
I am a big fan of Ruud van Nistelrooy when he was a player for Manchester United. It was kind of heartbreaking that he went to Real Madrid afterwards, but it is what it is, right? But Ruud van Nistelrooy, probably one of the best strikers that the EPL has ever seen, right? So for him to pass on his knowledge to
Great
our
footballing brain.
forwards, yeah, his movement. A lot of people saw Ruud as some sort of poacher, and his finishing was clinical. But Ruud's movement was up there with the likes of Inzaghi from Milan, right? Sorry, I started to be going back in the history books, but Ruud was one of the top strikers of that time, right? And I could probably have a whole podcast on Ruud. But anyway, I digress. I want to see how Ruud will instill his knowledge into the likes of not only Zirkzee, but also Hoyland, Rashford, Garnacho, Anthony, Ahmad Diallo.
Yeah, all of them in front there.
Yeah, all the attackers, right? And I'm excited to see what Ruud will definitely bring to this team, right? I know nothing's going to happen within the first couple of games, but let's see what the first 10 to 15 games can hold of what Ruud can instill into these players, right? As we saw from last season, some of these players need to kick up the backside, and I think the guy Hake and Ruud will definitely be doing that, right? So yeah, I'm excited for those two. And just to go off of topic again, I'm also excited to see what Dan Ashworth can also bring to this club as well too, and Jason Wilcox. So yeah.
How about midfielder? Let's get midfielder in. Can I do that? Can I get a midfielder in? I
But
mean,
the only midfielder I think we are linked with realistically is Ugarte from Uruguay. And he had a boss Copa America. And just to add to what Simon just mentioned with regards to midfielder, Ugarte is so composed on the football. If you
But
watch
he-
Ugarte for Uruguay, the guy is so composed.
But he's a beast too, boy. He's a
Yeah.
real beast, boy. Man, energy for days, boy.
But imagine two composed midfielders like Kobe Mino and Ugarte in midfield. Whew, boy.
But you see,
Not-
the only thing with the style of football, I wasn't able to see much of Ugarte on the ball now, right?
because Uruguay is playing a lot of like long ball football, but
Yeah,
that's not Bielsa ball, right? It's not.
so who ball it is then, Phil? Because Bielsa is the coach.
I
You
know, but there are some matches where Bielsa's football wasn't being like portrayed. Like example,
Most of the games, it wasn't his style of football. It was just
Well,
wild.
and he's the coach. I don't know because I telling you, I wasn't impressed by Uruguay football for the entire
I
tournament.
wasn't impressed with this
I watched the
tournament
games.
and goal.
I watched their games
Football was real shit.
to see
I mean-
Ugarte, and I mean, yes, in terms of him being, up and about and around and getting stuck in and winning tackles, and as Phil say, in possession, he wasn't phased, he was making passes, he calm, but I still wanted to see a little more because at Man United, you're under a different kind of microscope now, and I wasn't able to tell, whether I was convinced that he could be the right player to play that sixth position or not. The Copa didn't tell me nothing. So that's why I went from being, on Ugarte hype to being not sure as whether that is what we need in the team now,
Well, what other options are there for midfield, right? That we're linked with, right? The only other option was João Neves from Portugal, and he didn't see we didn't see none of he for the Euros.
Facts.
So
Hey Kareem, you watch the before game. I keep hearing Collier in some highlights.
Collier look
What
decent.
these
Decent.
I heard his passing was good. He's a good. I
Yeah.
mean, passing looks decent. Good build too. So I don't know if he's a outside option.
Well, I don't see him um walking into the team, but I see him as somebody who Ten Hag will have around the first team because he definitely showing potential. Collier. I don't know if you know him, Phil and Chef, but
yeah.
he was actually very very solid. Um, Today when he came on in the second half, I really thought I'd seen him in the first half. Um, Playing with some of more the established players, but
Yeah.
it still have me thinking that Ten Hag still going with a lone six. That you can bring in and have a nice little balance now. But play, let's say you play Collier with Casemiro, and then you include Hannibal or Mount or whoever. He's still going for them two advanced eights and a lone six, and it real scary. But we can see. But Collier's a good show. Just get some comments quick here, fellas. Adrian Duncan on the inside, good night to you. Thanks for joining, man.
Oh,
Dwayne on
Adrian.
the inside, thanks for you. Thanks for joining, man.
Oh, man.
Dwayne saying here, Hake is in no
No.
nonsense man. Shocked they bring him in. Right? Well, yeah, no nonsense. And he also saying here we need a left back.
Yeah.
Oh, Wakanda Forever saying we need a left back, right? Yes. Yeah, so that was noted. Yeah, so I mean the hope is that we could get these signings in quickly, the board moving, like they know what they're about. We negotiating some decent fees, we paying prices for players. I don't think I've ever seen us pay. I think under the old regime we may have paid 80 million for Xerxes. We might already buy Brantwaite for 900 million,
Yep.
right? So the penny pinching, but they're actually trying to, bring us back from the doldrums of being the bubble in the transfer window now.
And they're making decisions on who the guys who are gonna sell early. My boy
Correct.
what's my boy named the defender?
Kambwala.
Yeah, I mean that's a good deal they did with Kambala. A buyback option too.
Yeah. And even from what we reading with the reports with Greenwood, we get a decent upfront, but it's having a high sell-on clause as well. And these are the things that we want to do because these players are good players. Mason Greenwood generational. It's unfortunate what happened with him, but they're making sure that they preserve some kind of stake in whatever future he do because they know Greenwood going on to do madness.
Yep.
If Marseille take Greenwood and sell and Greenwood start a ball and they sell Greenwood for, let me say, 100 million, we have to be able to get from that. You understand? So I think they're doing some real smart, sensible business. The Lego Donny, they say here, great on. If you do good, we will get more money. But takes more money. So I mean, so far so good. But we need to just get more players over the line. I think the lid's supposed to be soon. I think Euro's supposed to make a decision soon. Then Ugarte, and we will see what happens after that. So, guys, let me get some closing thoughts before we wrap it now. Let me just get this one comment before you all get the closing thoughts, right? Aaron Charles on the inside, he's saying, when would United stop buying strikers that are not proven? Even after playing years of football, why are we buying strikers that gives play-win numbers a result for goals? These guys don't even cross 10 league goals a season in easy league, so why are we buying them? Anybody want to reply to Aaron Charles before we wrap up?
Not really.
I mean, my question is, what strikers out there?
That's right. Phil, you see why I use my brethren? But that's the first thing going through my mind.
As we price point, eh?
Don't
That's
forget,
a-
No,
we under
no,
new.
go to Ivan Tony and pay 200 million.
We under a new regime, boy. Look, you see who Brentford? Brentford's still upset that Christian Eriksen chose us over Brentford. We'll go all there. We going for Ivan Tony for Brentford. Our chef said 200 mil. Take it or leave it, bruv. We under a new regime, Aaron Charles. And yours now pay 42 mil over 3 seasons for Joshua Zirkzee, right? So make that what
You
you
know
want.
why? You know why I cool with them going for a youth man? Because that the way I look at it, we want to build a squad. Yes, it's nice to go and get the recognized player, but then when you're building a squad, let's get pieces at a certain cost right now and build a squad, and then we could still say, all right, that that recognized name, we go after him. But let's get pieces. You start off by going after Ivan Tony, pay 90 million. Then clubs out there seeing that. So when you come next to them for a player, you feel you could come and try to tell them 40 million. No, we need to understand the business of this thing too.
Yeah, and not only that too, chef. Something that you have, that people not considering as well, right? We have been buying big names over the season, and it's working all the time. And then on top of that, now we're trying to sell them, and we having problems offloading them. So this buy, Joshua Zirkzee, is a very a low
Smart.
risk, is a smart and low risk signing. If
Yeah.
Joshua Zirkzee don't make that is $30-something million in an overinflated market where players are valued crazy. His wages was reported at what 50-something million, 50-something
Yep.
thousand pounds a week. So you could imagine how easy. Let's just say Zirkzee does not work. You could imagine how easy it will be to get him off our box. It'll be very, very easy to get him off.
Plus, Ineos said that they're not building any Galacto site.
Exactly. But what
Yeah, said
I'm
that.
saying is it we always complaining how hard it is to sell players because we just lock them on some mad contracts that no other player, no other club will
Yeah.
want to play. So now, if Zirkzee don't work, it will be no issue to get him off free books.
To move them on, yeah.
Small money and the transfer fee, low risk. So,
Yep.
as you say, chef, fans, we have to see the business side of this. And if it don't work, it don't work. If it work, you understand? And I think it will work. I think
Yeah, I get men want to see these recognized names, but as everybody rightfully say, how much players really and truly are out there right now that giving you that kind of cool output you want? To be honest, and I will say this over and over, that is the least that Manchester worries. Manchester needs to fix that midfield and because that it don't care who you bring, a scorer has to get supply. And if you ain't getting supply, what gonna happen?
Yeah. I'm gonna get 2 comments quick here. Right. Dwayne saying here, do waste your time in these kind of comments, please. Some people want players because what they seeing others doing. We have to buy sensibly. Exactly. We have to buy for what we want to do. You know?
Yes.
Look at Tesco. Look at him. Tesco at the Euros.
Who?
They Phil boy. They Phil boy.
Oh, Benjamin Sesko. I still like Benjamin Sesko. I still like him. But anyway, he did jack shit at the Euros, but there's so many star players that did jack shit at the Euros. So
Yep. You know who had a good Euros too and big up to him, he get by? Onana. Onana was one of the better players for what the name.
But you know, as I said that, you know who are real good Euros too? These Georgian players, Kavara, the next one who
the fireman and all of them, yeah?
Yeah, what's his name again by the one who going Leon.
I done try to pronounce that guy name, boy.
I
Just call
am
him
trying to
Kamara.
pronounce
Just
them
call him
fellas.
Kamara. Just call him
Sorry.
Kamara.
I call the man Cavaradona, and that's it, boy.
Yeah. Yeah, but the Georgian
You see
players
the
had
goalkeeper name? No.
Maniashvili or something, so. Yeah.
Man, you spend the whole podcast trying to pronounce his name, boy.
You know what? Good news to Ragnick, man. Like I wanted Austria to play
Big
Portugal,
up
man.
to
I
Ragnick.
wanted that. I wanted that. Oh gosh.
The man
Tough luck.
say
Tough
that.
luck. Tough luck. Yeah.
Tell you, the man say it was a bunch of babies at this Manchester United team. You see how them Austrians run?
Yeah, boy.
Like they don't roast at all?
Yeah, they walk. Them fellas walk real hard, boy.
Good, but
Let's walk. Anyway, so fellas,
I need to see how Sabitzer playing for Austria, all right?
the man, that man, where's Sabitzer position? He's a striker. He's a mid. Where he just play?
He's a second striker or attacking midfield.
Sabitzer is the Dwight York for Austria, remember? Dwight York used to play every position for Trinidad.
Yorkie, not only that, Yorkie was at 10 for Man United, and men never used to see it. Men used to get 4-4-2. But Yorkie
Thank
was
you.
A second striker.
Yeah, he was a player of second striker, correct.
But wherever Sabitzer feel to play today, he talked to Ragnick. All right, cool. Do the work.
Yeah.
Sabitzer had a good Euros.
Facts. Anyway, so fellas, plenty things could happen. You know, in yours moving in the market. I don't want them to stop. I don't want them to slow down. But I know behind the scenes, you know, they're working hard because I think you know, offers coming in for McTominay. We ain't talking about Lindelof, Bissaka. We done lost Kambwala, Donny van de Beek. Greenwood exit might be confirmed within a couple of days.
McTominay, yes.
You know, we're hoping to hear more positives on the Lit, Ugarte, Euro. Amrabat might be here to stay. Probably Collier might get he promotion. All your, you know, the future brand.
Need to stop Lestry. On, man.
Yeah, Pelestri want to leave too. Pelestri want to leave.
Yeah, Pelestri want to leave.
So Ali, it's a plenty things happening. Hopefully by Saturday when we come back to talk about the Rangers game, you know, we might have a few more signings to talk about, or a new signing to talk about, you know. Delete, who knows? Euro might say yes, who knows? You know, Ugarte, we might get some more information on Ugarte. It might have a next surprise signing that, you know, nobody knew was in the works, and you know, and you just pull it out. And that's how we like to do business. But I like the smart business. I like the low cost, you know, low risk kind of signings that players coming in. And I will always remember Ragnick say, listen, forget these big names. Go for players who playing for the first and second contracts. They will come and they will work for you. You understand? And that's what we're doing with Xerxes. That's what we're doing with Ugarte. You understand what I'm saying? So let me see how it goes. So far, so good. I just hope, you know, Ineos don't disappoint. And let me see where it goes. So fellas, we go be here again on Saturday. More preseason football. I hope give me Ragnick, Ten Hag and Van Nistelrooy and Rene Hake and the new goalkeeping coach. I hope them fellas and them go back to work with our team. I think for the Rangers game, we might have more players available. Anthony, Sancho, Maguire, Onana, Onono. I hope he's
McTominay might as well come back. It's not like he had a Euros.
True, but even if he come back, I don't think he could be available for Saturday. You know. Okay. So we have more players, more senior players to join up this squad, and hopefully we'll get a better performance. We will see something identifiable with Ten Hag and what he planned to do this season going forward. Because for me, that fundament, that key, that's important. You know. So let's see how it goes, guys. So Simeon, Chef, Phil, guys, thanks for, you know, joining those in the comments as usual. You know, we're looking forward to a new season to celebrate, yeah? So have a good night, everybody. See you on the next one.
Yes, sir.
Yes.